Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, potentially, and welcome to maybe the last ever stream before we have got our 7 teams for poLANd.tf coming soon in February. We've decided to run it back. We've got JMax on the production yet again, and I'm joined by my lifelong glorious caster, Mr. Ben Piel. Ben, how are you doing?
Doing very good, yeah. It's been a wild week, lots of games, and I guess now we're finally ending sort of this mad rush of TF2. We've had obviously TF2 playoffs and such going on. Even the Div 1 players finishing up last weekend. We've had so many Poland qualifiers as well. We had the main group stage going in sort of the start of last week, and now we've had this sort of decider bracket to determine these last 3 teams from the 4 that are remaining. And tonight we've got actually all 4 teams in action. This part of the qualifier will be done, and by the end of tonight, we should know who is going to be going to LAN. Can't guarantee it'll be on this stream, but by the end of the night, we will know. So we're going to have on this game, we've got the Swedes coming back in currently on 0 points, which I guess is a bit of a shock, given us the names on that team, but having a bit of a rough time so far. And they're going to be playing against POUNDLAN, who have still on 3 points themselves, but they're not actually safe. The Swedes can still qualify, and with a win here, would be putting them in good stead. But yeah, 1 win is all that POUNDLAN are away from a guaranteed spot at LAN.
Now, I heard, Ben, that there is a potential for a little bit of mayhem here. If certain results go a certain way, we might have, a couple of teams, maybe 3 teams, stuck on the same amount of points.
Yeah, it's pretty mad. Basically, so the long and short of it, right? The easiest scenario, if POUNDLAN win, it's tournament over. Swedes aren't going to LAN. The other 3 teams go, great. Everyone's happy apart from the Swedes, and no one has to do any maths, and it's all sorted. If the Swedes win 2-0, then I believe, according to my maths, they're through, because they will then at least like tie on. They'll have had the result between head to head against POUNDLAN that they've won, and they're the ones tied on 3 points. It's if they win 2-1 that we get into the 3 teams tied and silliness and madness, and I'll leave that to the admins to compute that. But honestly, in these situations, you can go into all the hypotheticals and that, right? But there's always one consistent way that makes you more likely to get through in these scenarios, and it's to win your damn games. So both of these teams are probably just going to have to put that behind them, maybe not think about it too much, and just focus on getting the wins that they need, because for either of them, a loss could spell the end of their poLANd.tf 2024 hopes.
Definitely. We've got, as you were saying, Potop, some names that you definitely have heard in the past with Alba, Bevan, Smear, Onkaya, Satan, and Gar as well. A couple of old players really struggling to hang out with some of the Zoomers these days, and against them we have POUNDLAN. Now, the POUNDLAN team has gone on for quite a while. I've had a couple of friends that I've known over the years been part of it, but it's really nice to see that even when I've stopped playing and started again, the POUNDLAN still here in some shape or form. Hoy, who I've known for a while he's been in POUNDLAN, still here. And then we have people like Tob, Eon, Ro, and Lupus in the current lineup.
Yeah, absolutely. Eon, I guess, is most known for playing Medic this season on Havoc, but is going to be picking up the Soldier class. And honestly, in the games I've seen so far from this team, I think he's been one of the good players stepping up. Yeah, and obviously not got a much like high level, at least official experience on Soldier, but he's certainly competent. Clearly, playing it a lot in scrims, mixes, those sorts of things, doing very, very well. And yeah, it's been rounding out the problem. We've got Nakari on demo, who's also a very powerful player, especially when you're going into the first map of Gully Wash. And this is the Swedes' pick, and they've had some reasonably decent performances previously on it as well. I think they took a map of Bloking Hazard on it originally. I can't quite remember exactly, but they've looked good in it. Obviously, it's not been around forever. These older players obviously going to prefer something like this to like something like an Entropy or a Sultra or something. So they're picking this up first, and yeah, it's really a map where you can look into them soldiers and the demo men to spam those tight choke points, get some impact, and potentially frag out big time.
Yeah, all 3 maps, in fact, very, very old school maps that have always existed. We've actually got Pickman at the moment, as you can see, Bagel, Entropy, took out some of the newer maps, and then we have Sunshine and Product, 2 maps that seem to have love 'em or hate 'em fans. So either way, going live, map number 1, we're on Gully Wash.
Yeah, absolutely. And yeah, the Swedes looking to start this as strongly as they can. I say a 2-0 win makes a big difference for them as opposed to a 2-1. So they're going to start as they mean to go on as a Gar going in, just fading away for now, sitting underneath, getting actually even spammed down. Not the ideal start. Gar's going to go in, try and get the damage onto the card, because we're having 12 HP for now, but there's big aggression across the point. Just smearing Alba left damage passes for the Swedes, but getting countered now. Leon jumping onto the point, but it seems like Smear has just gone absolutely massive with these pipes. 3 frags, Lupus last alive on the red side, who's had to go all the way behind low HP, and what on earth was that from Smear?
To an absolute monster in some of these minutes. He always seems to be there for the other demo man, doing a really good job at the start, sort of spamming out all of the red combo, all of the red players just taking a bunch of spam. His team maybe not the best at following up with that, but POUNDLAN overextending a bit, and Smear's vibes renowned through history, and now they are pushing last.
Yeah, this is going to be this is a massive opportunity, right? There is a time limit on this. Ro does have 70%, so if this doesn't go squeaky clean, there is a problem that Ro could be having that Ubercharge later in the fight. Ubercharge used straight across the point, but Alba's going to be taken down to stand behind the point. Hoy on there as well. Going to be getting damage in, and the Kari the only one to fall so far. Big scramble towards the point, but Ro, 90% Uber. Can he get it in time? Lupus is going to try and frag out, but he can't get onto the point in time. Has to jump in. Time is just about enough. Ro not getting Uber in time, 97% on that red medigun in the Swedes. 2 minutes in and they're already a round up. What a start this is on their do or die series.
What a disaster of an Uber. Hoy just jumps along, no follow-up at all again, and he's able to take down Alba ahead of the Uber train, but all of the top just landing on point, doing such a good job of getting cap time, and Smear again saving the Swedes, doing so much damage. And starting this mid, instantly Satan getting a pick, Smear following up, and this is going to be absolute disaster for POUNDLAN. Satan in the back lines there, goes up, drop down, and it's a massacre again. Ben, are we in witness territory? Are we going for the speedrun percentage?
Oh, you're thinking about the Isolation One, first map at Gully Wash now. We're not quite in that town yet. But yeah, 2 soldiers going down Eon and the Hoy there, being caught out at rather inopportune moments there on the mid. The rest of the team could not scurry back out of choke in time, and yeah, getting caught out. Satan and Gar synchronizing really well, as now they've got their second attempt, and this time there's a bit less pressure because Ro only at 30% dying very late. There's not that same sort of time sensitiveness with the Ubercharge coming up on the other side. Hoy going to jump up, try and deny this, but take so much damage, is maybe going to get outspawned, just about manages it. Stick still not deaded, and they finally do dead and do a fair bit of damage into the point. 2 frags going the way of this Uber so far, but everyone's just regrouping under point in water. Maybe this attempts some re-aggression.
Got a bit of a convention center underneath point at the moment. Lupus tries to join the convention, but no, this is Swedes only, and the Boomers, they take the round again. I don't know what just happened, but it seemed to work really well.
Yeah, re-aggressive from the point is really good. The one problem that I think the Swedes had there is they were coming back up with 2 soldiers, and there was a pyro staring them down in their face, and I guess they sort of had to line up their rockets in such a way that they couldn't all get air blasted. As yeah, there's nothing really which you can do. You've only got the rocket launcher. It's not like anything a running shotgun or anything. So yeah, able to get 2 rounds on the board in under 4 minutes. What a start this is for the Swedes. And it is their map picks up. It's when they come through with, and now change up from the red side, jumping straight in on the right side mid, but they're going to be paying the price for it. They'll be losing everyone apart from Lupus, who now is taken down in due course as Bevan finishes it up. POUNDLAN really not getting into this game at all so far. This is the 3rd back-to-back mid-wipe that they've faced.
Yeah, they really can't deal with Smear at the moment. Hoy going for the fast bomb straight onto him, but Smear just connecting with Onkaya's beam there into elbow, manages to get out alive, and all the frags just going the Swedes' way after the overcommittal. Lupus going for the hero shots. Can't quite do it though.
Yeah, I like the shake-up though, going for something different, because they've faced this Uber push twice in a row, and this time they're actually going to get the pick in onto Alba. Lupus with a nice shot, Sentry taken down, but this is one less gamer for the Swedes able to walk in onto this point. The frags seem to still be sort of going their favour. The Kari's gone down, Hoy's gone down. and we're going to have a bit of this re-aggression put under these points, but now it's 3v4. They're really in a bit of trouble. Unless Garth can win this fight onto Ian, it could be a massive one, but they trade out. And now just on Kaya and Bevan, but Bevan seems to be winning out the frags so far. And Rose only at 70%. If the cap comes through quick, there is going to be no Uber to block. It's going to be in orders one-on-one. Can they get the kill onto Lupus, or can Lupus block in time? Lupus seems to be blocking enough. And Makari now able to jump back in, get the damage, get the kills, and we've had the first survival from POUNDLAN this game.
Yeah, Scout OT2O not quite going the way of Bevan, their convention obviously ending in water. I reckon they probably could have got a decent amount of cap time with just Onkaya and Bevan on the point. Obviously Gully Wash last capping very quickly, but no, decided they wanted to be safe. And possibly they're outdoing Soldier, actually hiding at the moment in elbow. Straight onto Row, nice force there. Will he get away with his life somehow? No, finally Satan took down there by Lupus, but this is going to be 40% ad. So probably we're going to see a stalemate on second. Maybe Boy or Eon fancying going for some sort of sacks, or maybe we can see someone going up into lobby. Who knows?
The thing is, it depends how confident the Swedes are, right? Because if they're sort of feeling it, they do have an amount of ad. They've got about 30%, and obviously not ideal, not perfect, but it does seem as if they're interested in this. They're grouping towards choke. Their flank has already taken full control of Big Dot, and they're going for this. They're going to start walking in, starting to clear these hiders. There's actually no one ratting up above the choke for the POUNDLAN side, and they might be getting into mid now. Yeah, POUNDLAN going to have to back out. They're respecting it. They've had to give it up. Only 30% ad, but that's all it takes at this level to get a point.
Yeah, why wouldn't they go for it? All of the fights they seem to just win. And getting a pick that quickly onto Lupus is going to open up for a sack. Guard jumping on the landing, lands one rocket, but Rogue doing a really good job of dodging. Just survive. Well, 100 HP, really nice movement, denying pretty much all of the rockets.
That was beautiful, just surfing up there onto the rock, and now Kaya going to have to use on the other side as Uber charges trading this really confined, claustrophobic space in the choke point as Nakari actually goes down, so Demoman not going to be in the picture anymore for the POUNDLAN side, and this could spell a little bit of trouble. The Swedes decide to go in reasonably quickly. They do have the Soldier of Eon there ready to try and stuff this choke. They've got both scouts rotated over as well. They've sacrificed any control over towards Big Door to try and stuff out this choke point, and it seems like the Swedes are just going to disrespect it, going to walk straight and smear hitting a nice pipe onto Eon, and now Rowe isolates at the top of the point, going to jump in from Hoy, but Eon not able to get there. Rowe goes down, and this could be doomed once more for POUNDLAN. 3 still up for the Swedes. Massive Uber advantage. They're going to be getting spawners in just a moment. Second getting capped up, and Rose still in the respawn queue.
That's exactly what I wanted the Swedes to do from their previous games. They seemed fairly afraid of taking Uber trades in situations like that, but we get Satan taking all of the big trades. If you're going to be in choke there with a Soldier, you solo Uber him. He just forces out so much damage onto both Soldier and Demo Man that they just end up losing one of them. And unfortunately for them, it was Rogue. It was Demo.
Yeah, really big play there from Albon Snowy. They're able to deal with the Pyro Lucas, who was trying to stuff that push in just getting off the ground. But Soldiers now seeming to do their work. Oh, and yeah, when you sacrifice a player like that so early to try and stuff the door, you're really hoping to get a bit more output than they did. Really well dealt with as now Lupus last alive underneath the point, gonna have the world against him, and he's gonna go down. Another nice Uber push. We've seen, what's that, 3 successes out of 4 on these Uber last pushes. Decent conversion from the Swedes in this game, and yeah, we saw it mixed up a bit there with getting a Pyro up and just trying to mix things up, but not enough in the end. It was really well dealt with by the Swedes. They're 3-0 up already, and we're not even 10 minutes in.
Yeah, really nicely done from the Swedes there. Maybe won't quite get the speedrun record, but it's really considerably strong showing on Gully Wash. Go jumping in. There is Eon currently in behind all of the Swedes, but the double scout chariot going to take him out. Satan going for his sack in return, not quite getting anything, but the damage is so high at the moment, but they're just getting cleaned up then.
Yeah, absolutely. Smeary's doing so much damage over towards that red choke. That apparently you saw how much they were hurting. They had to back out into choke just to take those arrows afterwards, but no one was there to follow up. The 2 scouts had to go so far back to deal with Eon as well in the midst of that fight. But yeah, despite those low HPs, it only really matters they're able to finally secure that kill. But now, for the first time in this game, POUNDLAN going to be looking to potentially push at least an even position. Last time they held the midpoint, but were at a disad instantly after. It didn't hold it for too long, but now they can really start getting themselves into the game potentially. Though, pick onto Bevan is really a good start to that.
Yeah, that's going to allow Top to get all the way behind into the lobby, cause some presence, and get onto Smear. Get the force as well. Absolutely terrible for Potop. They're going to manage to get out with their medic. Onkaya moves as always. He's going to eventually win the scout 1v1. Some of these scouts maybe can invest in maybe some aim training. I've heard there are programs for that. Not that I've particularly got any aim myself, but maybe it would be something to look at maybe before you go to LAN.
Yeah, they say that the Top did go for that huge play though there through lobby, goes in behind, gets through, he gets the force, and also gets one of the soldiers, I believe, as well in the combo. But now I've got to say, off the back of all that chaos, it has earned POUNDLAN themselves one precious point, as now they're holding second. Even Ubers going to be gun up on Bevan, going to be pressure coming in through towards River for POUNDLAN, and yeah, you're thinking 3 rounds down. There's obviously no time pressure just yet, but they're really going to start thinking about these are the positions that count, right? You don't want to look back and think, oh, we got rolled up, especially when you're 3-0 down. You've got to convert these positions where you're outside the enemy last.
Yeah, this is the sort of play where you either win this and go, okay, we're so in this, we're gonna get the reverse sweep, so to speak, or this is a point where you just go, okay, we're terrible, no point playing second map.
Yeah, well, there's still things to play for, of course. Obviously, they can, at the 2-0 and the 2-1 makes such a big difference, but yeah, Gar going to be sparring away. I'm honestly very impressed there that neither of Hoy and Eon was taken down as they jump through River there, right? They jump in, they're fighting into a gun, there's a pyro blasting them, there's spam everywhere. They managed to get back out alive, and that's going to reduce the time on this second attempt at a sack. There were, looks like soldiers setting up again, big buff onto Eon over towards River, but they're getting stuffed out very, very nicely by the spam from particularly Satan, the pyro. See if they decide to go for it again. Buff's been given out just about now. Let's see what they go for.
I think there are places, sort of balcony, you can potentially double soldier spam from there onto the gun. But I remember this being a particularly horrible sort of angle to spam a gun at, especially when they have a pyro. I've stuffed way too many of my last pushes myself.
Yeah, I think it might be spam off from under as well, from like main, but maybe not if you're losing Lupus. So now player down, that's normally the protocol to maybe to overstay your welcome. The Kari actually, space checking there, Satan jumps in, maybe tries to take the space a bit too aggressively, and the Kari able to get that kill back. So a bit of a spawn on Satan now, means there's going to be less spam, but Lupus going to use the opportunity to come up on the sniper. That was one of the things you can try and gully watch. It's a hard map to snipe in, but it's high risk, high reward. Because there are ways in where you can get onto that medic, and if you can hit the shot of your life, it would be a big one.
Deciding to be looking lower. Trying to see the gun. Nice shot onto Smear, and that's actually 2 players down. NG dead, Demo dead. Surely you go for something here. Is Onkaya flying into the air, forced to use. But he's been very separated from his pyro at the moment. This could be an opportunity to get on point, but no. Alba on the pyro, he's too strong, picks up 2 quick kills there. And it's just Rowan Lupus running for his life. He has a scattergun on my HUD, which I don't think is quite right, but will just be in the respawn.
Yeah, that was great work from the pyro there. That was absolutely massive work. Because honestly, you're coming in, it's POUNDLAN pushing 6v4 and the gun is already down. Like, in most sensible worlds, that should be a round. But yeah, great work there from Alba, the pyro, able to stuff people away, gets 2 frag starts, WM1 in the demo on point, everyone's on fire, a couple of nice flare shots as well, and we're going to keep reaping the rewards until Onkaya actually getting caught out by the spam, by this play over towards Choke. Bro, very, very weak as well, might be getting chased down also. This has got very scrappy very, very quickly.
This is definitely going to be Sweden taking a 3rd point, but I see POUNDLAN just coming back and just retaking this. This is definitely an opportunity, but this might even be to the Swedes' favour here. Losing your medic might incentivize them to push as they are, and you can really make a hash out of pushing into second on Gully Wash. You've got so many angles to get back cap, so many hiding spots, and Satan doing God's work at the moment.
Rose in trouble.
The sky, killing absolutely everybody.
Rose alone in lobby. We had this Uber charge advantage we were talking about for Poundland, but it's not there anymore. 96%, Row goes down, and the Swedes start flooding into lobby. And they're charging onto the point. They're going to get another round, and like you said, it's the risk, right? You start pushing out of last, and yes, they have Uber ad, but A, Row doesn't have the Uber yet, and B, it's still pushing out of last, and it's still dangerous. And that's how it can go wrong, and it goes wrong right in Poundland's face, as they're now 4-0 down on this first map, and this is, I wouldn't say it's not technically over, obviously, and like there is time to win these rounds back, but something's got to change dramatically for POUNDLAN.
This is so much better than some of their previous games. Maybe POUNDLAN not the top seed, but getting beat down this bad, I think, was very unexpected. But swings and roundabouts. POUNDLAN doing a pretty good hold of mid, fairly convincing. There was a little bit of scrambling towards the end, but I think this is all she wrote. Although, Spear thinking about having a look back in.
Lucas Neon there did great work towards the blue elbow. Just able to spam everyone out, lock people in, get so many kills. They got 3 or 4 kills between them, just all around the elbow kind of area, just controlling it very, very nicely. And now, when there was only Smearing on Kaya alive, it meant that they were able to take so much ground. So now the spawners are here. The POUNDLAN already set up on this second point. And Kaya doesn't want to allow it be for a while. It's going to use all the way in. Uber charges exchange. Now the chariot walking its way in. The red chariot, Lucas all the way into last ball.
They go behind everybody.
Could be capping it out, but Alba is able to win the first fight. Row getting in with the Uber Saw out and does not manage it. That was one scout 1v1 away from doom there for that defense for the Swedes, but nope. As it stands, able to push himself back out. Poland and Akari left in the choke, able to try and do something about it. And Gar is actually going to get a kill onto Hoy as well. He's going to even more just stem this resupply mission from POUNDLAN as they're stuffed out very nicely. Top going to come up on Sniper and just try something from forward spawn, but really not looking too great, unless actually nice little to Smeary. Okay, maybe that could turn the tide a bit.
Yeah, Satan goes down as well. 3 players in the respawn queue, and this has just caused Potop all the way back to last. I guess not the end of the world. Big Uber advantage on the Swede side. Don't think they're particularly keen on pushing out though. Why would you? You're 4-0 up. You've got time on your side. And just kind of chill. You know, your last point hold has been fairly decent, especially when Albert is on the pyro.
Absolutely right. Yeah, the like you said before, right, it's a risk, right, pushing out even with ad, and yeah, like there's no reason to. So we got faith in the gun, faith in just the fact that they can just take an even, and the longer this clock ticks down, the harder and harder it's going to be for this comeback to get in. But let's see what POUNDLAN have to offer.
POUNDLAN just guessing Ubers to be equal at the moment. No offenses as of yet. No even funny footwear or banners. We're just playing stock TF2, apart from obviously Papa Bevan. He's got his little gun up. Look how adorable he looks. He's got a little hoodie on. He's got his Batman hat. Ah, what's not to love?
Well, I'm sure that POUNDLAN will be thinking about potentially dismantling Bevan's very wholesome setup, and actually they're just going to go all the way underneath the point. There is a trap to deal with, and there's a trap that takes out Top Satan, really getting caught on the point as well, but Uber Charge has flashed out from both sides, 1-for-1 so far. Uber Charge looking a little bit better on the defensive side as the Swedes now keeping everyone very nice and healthy, and POUNDLAN have to scurry and get themselves all the way back onto lobby, get themselves restocked and potentially look back in again.
Spear did a really good job of just blocking River there with stickies. Nakari, not Nakari, Rogue just managing to get out through lower there. Maybe Swedish player could really just jump down and denied that a lot better, but really nice and done from Spear. He seems to be
Tob and Sniper, and on Kaya's vision as well. Just gets out entirely. Tob and stepped just a step further across towards main there. On Kaya could have been in trouble, but in this commotion, the gun's gone down, which could spell an opportunity for POUNDLAN. And with 10 minutes left, you're sort of thinking these are the opportunities. They're going to be wanting to get something on, but as he gets up there, eating a pipe, I believe, over towards the river. And they're just getting stuffed out. Yeah, like you said, Smeary's doing such a good job on these choke points, right? Just locking out everyone.
hero shot attempted by Tob getting onto battlements there, but gets very much punished. Satan nearly taking him down, but him nearly dying as well. This battlement spot really strong if you have the soldier sat up there, but you can so easily get denied. And the sniper v sniper is won by Top at the moment. That means it's his government mandated job to shoot them, but he gets a force.
Yeah, great work there. Tom was actually locking Onkaya behind the pillar. Couldn't step out, and that meant that he was able to spam down straight from Shutter and gets the force onto Onkaya, who actually goes down in this push as everyone now on the red side, POUNDLAN, walking it onto the point and able to tap it out under everyone's noses. This game is not over yet. There's still just under 10 minutes left. They're battling their way back in at POUNDLAN, maybe leaving it a bit late, but they're showing what they're capable of. Really nice play there. Look at the coordination from the sniper and soldiers. Get that force out onto Onkaya. And instantly, no messing about at all from POUNDLAN. They don't wait for the respawn rate. They just go in 5v5, Uber in, took the round by the scruff of the neck.
And really nice from POUNDLAN there. Let's see how we're starting. We're starting with a double bomb straight onto Onkaya there. Super successful, but what can they make of it, especially with Rowe going down so quickly there as follow-up? Actually going really well.
Satan's had a monster mid. Satan's having a monster mid. Okay, gets a. I believe it was 3 kills there all the way behind. Maybe one of them was stolen away, but went so huge and all the way around behind onto Rowe. Got that kill, got the demo as well, and trades out for a scout finally. Great hold there. But honestly, I really like the switch up there from POUNDLAN, right? They sent double soldier straight into elbow. The first thing that happened on that mid is the Onkaya is dead before he's even through elbow. And look how important that is now. It means space trying to be taken by the POUNDLAN side, but Spawn is here just in time because they've got quite a lot of cap time, but not much else to show for it for POUNDLAN.
Despite Onkaya dying so much earlier than Rowe, we're actually seeing fairly big advantage comparatively. I think Onkaya didn't particularly have anyone to heal because of just the double stack just onto him, as Rowe dying with people.
Disaster.
But it's an absolute disaster. Satan and Smear just teaming up, getting 2 kills, 1 on Demoman, 1 on Soldier, and that's going to allow Soldiers to jump in, get the force, jump out really low on the Swede side, but I don't think POUNDLAN really too interested in contesting this.
Yeah, this is where it's one of those things where when you're so far down with the time situation as well, things have to go nigh on perfectly, and fights like that occurring are far from perfect for the POUNDLAN side, because now they're facing a massive disadvantage. Tobbs even getting a gun up on last. That's how dire the situation is. Guard trades out for Eon on Big Door as Alba's starting to walk his way in. They haven't even used the Uber yet, so they're going to try and get into lobby with it. Looks like Alba's toying with the idea of running in through that shutter, but I think, yeah, like, why risk it if you're the Swedes, right? There's 7 minutes left, you're 3 rounds up, you've still got a bit of residue advantage, you can just take the second point, and yeah, the POUNDLAN are going to have to push out of last at some point. They're going to have to start playing out, because you can't let this tick down for 5 whole minutes. They're going to have to maybe risk something.
Would you like some funny theory crafting?
Oh god.
Okay, so if you were the Swedes there, if you just didn't cap second for like 2 minutes, then capped it, you would get the round reset timer to just be 0. I guess it doesn't particularly matter, because either way, if round resets now, you're gonna have what, 2 minutes?
Yeah,
to get
3 rounds.
3 rounds. But if you really wanted to be cheesy, you could just wait, round the time down, and then just push, capture second, and then, you know, as soon as round reset happens, game is literally over instead of probably over.
Well, yeah, Lupus now on Sniper is going to be the one to watch all the way over. Actually, maybe not Ian trading at one point with Satan a little bit. Lupus, it's sort of this thing that when you need to get out of last, but you don't want to commit too hard to the push. It's a good thing to have a sniper, because you never know, the opportunity might present itself. You might get a headshot on a medic or a demo or something, and you're not risking too big. It's not like the same sort of level of commitment as going for like a Spire, where you're sort of committing to going behind forever. You don't have to go all the way in like that. And Lupus just sort of peeking around, looking into the lobby from various angles, trying to find anyone, but the Swedes just aren't showing themselves, right? There's no reason to either. They're all just sat all the way back, or pretty much on second, just sat in river. They've got Satan and Beaver thinking about entering lobby, and Satan is going to pay the price for that, getting caught out. Is this going to be the door that opens itself up now? The POUNDLAN start walking in, and walking they do straight in through the shutter. Bro, it's going to be thinking about capping, but actually the Swedes decided to go for a full-on backcap attempt, running all the way in through river. Rose still has not used Ubercharge yet, and this is working out really, really nicely for POUNDLAN. They've run back, deal with that backcap threat, and now Bevan, last up alive, going to go for another backcap threat of his own. Tries to get back in, does not manage it. And they are going to get off last. It's 5 minutes left to final 3 rounds. This is still very much going to be the Swedish game to lose, but they're still technically in the game, I guess.
I'm so confused, Ben. I think Swedish team very indecisive. Did they want to go for the back cap? Satan, nice pick onto the medic there. Really nice from him. But Swedes, they were so indecisive about going for the back cap. Then they use Uber on absolutely nobody in River. By the time they actually get to the entrance of River, they're just 30% left in their Uber. What the heck? Was there a moment of madness? Did Albert start getting shot at by people that don't exist? I'm lost for words.
Yeah, it's really a weird one, right? But I guess what we can learn from this now is that with 4-1 up, I think we are pretty much into garbage time. But we might not be in garbage time for very long because Onkaya has a bit of advantage to work with. Reed's already taken control of all of River. How are you going to be spamming a couple of cursor rockets in, able to see everyone's there, confirms the team. Of course, looks like it's going to be coming in from River, but Pyro and crew now going to be taking this Uber in. Row still 20% away. Can this Pyro do good work? He's just trying to airball everyone away. There's so much spam though. Gets a bit of it deflected, but not quite enough potentially. Row is going to get Uber charged up. There's 2 players down before the Uber is up. Uber used onto top. The heavy, very, very slow. Going to have to waddle over to try and defend this point, but even smearing on Kaya all the way back out to second. They're just going to refight again, right? They're just going to wait their ground. Maybe use a bit of advantage, but it's actually not too big of an advantage because maybe the building wasn't quite perfect there. And POUNDLAN actually going to use the opportunity to start coming in and capping up second. And with 3 minutes left, I think we are in the realms of impossibility, but they're still going to try and get rounds on the board. We never know with these tiebreakers. Rounds on the board could matter. That hold could matter in terms of who goes to LAN and who doesn't, depending on obviously other results and what happens in the remainder of this series. So yeah, it's not like one where you can start messing about when you think the game's away. Every round counts.
Yeah, a bit unlucky that the scouts getting separated from Beam, having to run the gauntlet, so to speak, and one of them, I think Alba, losing his life in that case meant couldn't really hold on to second, but I don't think Swedes particularly minding about the situation. They're still comfortable on Kaya for Uber. That's going to make them happy. Uber coming in, trade out definitely in the side of the Swedes. Actually, Rowe getting stuck in choke just makes it out, but will lose Eon for the trouble. Soldier jumping in, trying to make a trade, manages to get onto Nikari, and this is a disaster. Everyone's just getting slaughtered.
Yeah, Satan and Guard is such good work there, and also what's really crucial is they get out alive. They were both into single-digit HP at the end of that fight, just sort of scrapping around, drawing eyes, drawing attention. But now, only 3 defenders up for POUNDLAN make that 2 hoops and Eon with the world against them, and Eon goes down as well. Only 2 scouts left to run in, and they block it in time. Nakari going to be taken down, Todd going to be taken down, and Lucas falling Sue, and there we have it, 5-1. 5 rounds found on the pick of the Swedes, and I guess we can see now why it was their pick.
Yeah, very comfortable on that map. Doesn't really seem that many times when POUNDLAN could really put up a defense for that. It was more sort of holding on, playing off the Swedes' misplays. But yeah, really nicely done from them. Yeah,
what a game it was. And yeah, it's one of those weird ones, right? It comes out at 5-1, but how quickly were we at 3-0 there? It was very, very quick. And yeah, POUNDLAN just took forever to get into the game, got rolled off mid those first 3 times, and once that happens to you, it's not great at all. You're really just against the run of the grain. But I guess the good news for POUNDLAN is that there's still 2 maps left potentially in this series, and now we're going to be moving on over towards their pick next. But potentially, yeah, I'd have a look at some logs once. Of course, logs has got the results coming through. But did anyone stand out for you before then? Did anyone had a good game?
Oh, definitely Smir. Smir is by far best player in the server throughout pretty much, through this game and in any of the top games. Obviously, people like Bevan still playing, but Smir just seems to be pretty much at the level that he used to be at, maybe slightly lower, but that's still an incredible level to have as a demo man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we got some logs to bring up, but yeah, like he was definitely a standout player. I want to see those soldiers on the Swedish side as well did really good work, not just in that last fight which I highlighted, but like obviously on Gully Watch it's a mid that's dictated very heavily by what your soldiers can do, what damage they can get, what exits they can cut off, and things like that. And a lot of these escapes were because Satan and Gar were just getting in behind and able to just cut off all the escape routes and just spam towards these tiny little choke points, make everyone that runs through them take so much damage. And we're seeing that from the logs now. Satan 353 DPM and Smeary 361. What do you even do against that?
That's the thing, because they were just having to just full commit on Smear, but every time they tried doing that, they got full punished. So it's a really difficult line that POUNDLAN had to tread, where they're trying to stop the demo, just killing everyone, but anyway, anytime they go anywhere near him, they just get fully punished by the rest of the team.
Absolutely, and yeah, I guess that's obviously part of the reason why this map was picked by the Swedes. But we're gonna be moving forward now over towards the dark wetlands of Snakewater, which is the pick of POUNDLAN. And I've got to say, it makes real sense to pick this map because there's only one team, I believe, that's currently sort of locked in, that going to LAN or out of this like group, and that's Blocking Hazard. And POUNDLAN 5-0'd them in their first game of this of this bracket, so it's certainly a map they're very, very comfortable on. So we're going to see what they're able to output on it tonight, because if that result is anything to go by from previously, this could be one of their stronger maps.
Yeah, definitely. Blocking Hazard looking like pretty much the strongest team out of the three, bar none. So to do that to them is very impressive. But this should be a map that the Swedes are fairly known on. Like, they've played this a lot. I don't particularly think there's anything too incredibly different about it. You do have a decent ability to get onto the demo. You've got the option to do pretty high soldier bombs, pretty quick soldier bombs on this map. So I think while POUNDLAN might be favored in this map, we could see a decent amount of resistance from the Swedes.
Yeah, I've got to say, it's a weird map, is Snake, right? Because I don't know, it's sort of got a reputation for being one of those maps that can grind to a halt, like more so than based any other map. So it's one of those where unless things go really, really well, it's rare to see a team go like, for example, 3-0 up within 8 minutes or whatever it was, like last game. Like normally, you really have to fight and grind for those rounds, and so it gives it a bit of a different flavor. But yeah, still only 5 rounds up against Blocking Hazard is good. But yeah, I've got big eyes over on POUNDLAN, see what they're doing and see if they can really shut down Smeary, right? Because again, it's a map where your demo can have such big impacts, and on the mids as well, you can obviously commit your bombs onto him, and that's obviously a pretty common strategy. So Hoy and Eon are going to have their test cut out for them if they can go in and shut down Smeary. But yeah, I'm all confident that POUNDLAN have picked this map for a reason, and they're going to be showing us that reason just about now as we're going live map number 2 of Snakewater.
Yeah, trying to see if there's any interesting strategies, any interesting rollouts. I wonder if we'll see a team sort of playing around Catwalk at the start, but no, we just get the general demo man spam the Kari. Thinking about walking quite far up, but decides a little bit better of it. We've got Satan hiding inside one of the houses, and POUNDLAN playing this one a little bit more passive than their counterparts. Waiting to see if there's going to be a bit of counter aggression, maybe a soldier bomb or two. Doesn't really look like it at the moment. Soldier jumps in, gets behind everybody, but Pick's definitely going the way of the Swede soldier, managing to re-emerge. Oh no, he's been spotted, and while that's been happening, the rest of his team, they've all just been took down. Lupus, the last one left alive, apart from Eon, hiding all the way in the backlines.
That's what they say, right? That sometimes the best way to deal with someone behind is to ignore them and press W and walk into that team, because you're essentially getting a 10v6v5, and they use that to great effect, getting all the important frags, but in particular that one in onto row. Massive pick. Eon is still all the way behind, but there's no really spawning in. It's not like he can cut off any forward spawns or anything like that, or cut the resupply chain. It's now big advantage, and what a round it could be if the Swedes were able to pull it off. Walking in now through this left-hand side, going to try and spam the gun down. Not use Uber yet, just about using now onto Smeary. Gun taken down. Sticks out towards the left-hand spawn door, taking plenty of space. It's a heavy to deal with. And not walking across the point just yet, taking a lot of damage from these soldiers coming in as well. Eon doing big damage. Guards taken down, Satan's taken down, and this push is not all it's cracked up to be. Alba getting shot up into the area as well. Smeary going down, and it seems like POUNDLAN, they're holding solid.
Yeah, the Swedes really just walked left side, got a lot of ground, got the gun, Ubered, and then stood there. Just stood still. Soldier came from behind, promptly shut down, but that was really all that happened. Then Uber faded, they tried to go in, but guess what? No Uber anymore. It was just a complete disaster. POUNDLAN, Uber advantage about 30% left, and walking into mid, they're going to lose top for their troubles, but trade on to Smear, you're not really complaining about that.
Absolutely not, and especially not complaining when Ro has managed to get through with this Uber charge intact as well. So it means that Bet on Kaya's sort of built very well. They're not going to. It's not a situation where you're going to get some flip flopping like they are. Just going to sit it out now on mid. They're going to be able to slow the game down. Maybe go for stacks into second, start trying to break this hold. And it's obviously will they if they're walking and they get forced, then potentially the Swedes can come back in. But that's not going to be the case. We'll see what they have to offer. Right, there's plenty of things you can try into Snake Launch second. What are they going to go for?
I assume it's just going to be either a single or a double sack from Saw. First time comes in from Eon, and it's not too amazing. They didn't really pressure Saw enough to get him to have a better jump off the wall by the pipe, but it goes in. It's an attempt to get somewhere, and I think Gar at this point is way too low to really go for the counter-sack, especially Eon being up now means you can't really go for anything, otherwise POUNDLAN just walk in.
Yeah, absolutely, and yeah, again, it's 0-0. We've only just started the game. They've got the time to burn, they've got the time to set up, and yeah, in these positions you can just wait until the conditions are perfect. There's still 4 minutes in this round clock, as they can just get themselves buffed up. Looks like the only walking around towards lower this time with Hoyer as well, so potentially there's interest in forming in across the grass, but yeah, obviously it's a tough nut to crack. It's the second point in this one, never mind the last point, so Kaya is going to be a very hard target. Smeary is going to be a hard target. They're behind his fence, but Hoyer going to be going in, landing the rocket onto Onkaya. Onkaya serves it a second time, lands over towards the health pack, and these two soldiers going to be dealt with very, very nicely. Kaya surfing left and right, able to get out of danger and get that health pack. And now with two soldiers up, Swedes are going to start wandering their way in onto mid.
This man, he's kept his dancing shoes from all of those seasons of Prem, and he's still got them, dodging those two soldiers. Uber's gonna be traded at the moment. Medic getting flown into the air. Is he gonna manage to get out? No, not at all. Collapse goes down onto Onkaya, but he's still dancing. Managing to dodge all of those rockets, take as little damage as possible. Hoy coming in now, denied as well.
It's like Onkaya's got like plot armor or something, right? Like it's absolutely it's mad, it's crazy, right? Everyone just flying in left and right, but on the other hand, great sticky there. Smeary knocking up Ro in the middle of that Uber trade means that Ro is able to get back to the safety of Saw, which now means second point going to be taken with what, 40% advantage, so less advantage than last time, but maybe they've learnt lessons from their last full Uber ad last push of the Swedes, and see if they're going to try anything different this time.
Are very much dancing around a sniper sightline. Last time Luke was not able to particularly get anything. Sniper out again on the right side. Can he do a better job? Maybe get the drop on Onkaya or pick someone out of the Uber. Nope, they're deciding they're going to go right side. They're getting flown up into the air, but they're going to collect Boy for it and Sentry Gun down. Really nice start. Maybe they need to deal with the soldier on high ground. He's forced to jump down. God, jumping into the combo, and while all of this is having so much time on point.
He'll get bombed behind the truck, right? And Rose almost getting an Uber charge out, and that could really have saved it for POUNDLAN. But no, there's so much time on the point, everyone's flying in, and yeah, there's only so many plays you can bleed during an enemy Uber. They're not going to get up the Uber of their own. One round up now for Potop Szwedzki, and is there a win for them here? It's 2-0. By my calculations, could take them to LAN, but obviously POUNDLAN not thinking about that yet. They've got their tickets to sort out, and they're 1-0 down on their pick.
Yeah, absolute disaster. They've looked like the dominating team. Smear and Nakari getting traded out, but while
Big
this is
finish.
happening, Gar managing to get into the backlines. It's looked a bit of a disaster for the Swedes, but can they protect their medic? Soldier jumping it in, Scout jumping in, but Rowe doing his best on Kaya, impression himself. He's got some fancy feet too.
Top went behind on that mid as a scout. Obviously, it's a risky play to go for, but it works to absolute perfection, going in, causing an absolute mess in that back line for the Swedes as they're getting danced left and right. The bombs come in, they get onto Onkaya and Saw. Crucially, Ro is still alive after this fight, and they're able to go straight in. Massive advantage. Gun still getting built over towards that spawn door. Now, can POUNDLAN repeat what has just been done unto them as they're opening up the shutters? They're aware of the sniper. Maybe Nakari actually face checks it and takes a body shot. That could have been disastrous if it was a headshot instead, as they're working their way in, getting loads of cap time on the point. The two soldiers going to have to jump into block. But there's so much cap time, but there's players falling on POUNDLAN's side. Eon's going to be back in, and they're just not getting the frags. It's all well and good getting all the cap time, but Rowe is the only one alive, and he's getting chased out to Africa. Gonna have to try and hide, and no, taken down as they're able to check it out. Bevan gonna get the kill, and what a golden opportunity that was for POUNDLAN.
Yeah, absolute disaster. Soldier bombs a sentry gun and a heavy. I don't think he expected them to be there and got sent into a Kerbal Space program. I've wait, God, joining this space program of his own, managing to get away. What on earth is that?
That's massive, right? Did he save a sticky trap to get through that door like with that much height? It must have been, surely. Literally skybox level height, dropping back in on about 30 HP and lands straight on Hoy's face. Let's see the funny side of it in the chat.
I'm glad.
Yeah, the Swedes maybe laughing a bit more because at least they've dealt with this funny gun outside the forward spawn. They're able to work their way into second, and Rowe still only at 70%. So if this point is capped up quickly, there is potentially a chance for the Swedes to look into last. But no, it doesn't look like it's going to be quick enough. They're just beaming up everyone, getting set up, getting comfy. Be looking to work their way, and POUNDLAN getting themselves comfy as well, getting their gun built up, getting their defences in order. People still on scouting now, but we'll see if we can switch off at any moment.
Satan decides to have a little bit of a journey, a bit of a meander onto left side. Has a look round, thinks maybe not for me, decides to jump all the way back, and now we're in the same situation. 1-0 in this game means POUNDLAN will be fairly interested in getting out, but it's not too much of a big thing for the Swedes to get this round.
Wait a minute, there's
Nakari down.
Yeah, two bigs including Demo and Sniper falling, and pressure onto the gun as well. The gun goes down, the Uber charge hasn't even been used from Kaya yet, and they're just on the point. They're going to have to get him blocked. Eon has the Uber charge used onto him by Rowe, and Kaya now able to use out. We've got a lot of players to flash over on his left hand side. But there's a lot of cap time, there's a lot of danger for these defending players. Over on POUNDLAN, cap time even more coming through. Big sync bomb coming in from Satan, landing in big damage, but Alba not able to put the pieces. The good bomb did so much damage, but he didn't get any frags.
Yeah, all going so well for Potop, managing to get the force out, managing to get those picks, but they sort of huddled together like a group of cold penguins there underneath the shed, and they just got so much damage spammed down onto them that they just got mulched when they tried to push back in. So much better positioning for POUNDLAN on that last, and they were able to dispatch them with haste.
Even just waiting out in that forward spawn, potentially waiting for an opportunity to get in onto Rowe, but Rowe's going to avoid it the first time round, but Bevan's going to be back for round number 2 in the next forward spawn on the Sniper. Be taking the beam in across the grass. We've got sticks on the forward spawn. Point being edged out by Eon now, and the Swedes know the situation. They're backing all the way up to last. Bevan's still in forward spawn, peeking in. Doesn't see anyone just yet as everyone's managed to get themselves up into lobby. POUNDLAN losing a player, actually using in as well. Nakari's gone in.
This could be terrible. Rowe getting trapped outside, but now it's Onkaya that's potentially getting trapped at the sticky. Nakari took out, but that was scary for both teams' men.
Yeah, absolutely. Pandemonium. The second cab had barely even come through, and they're already waddling in with an exchange. I believe they might have thought they had more people than they did, but Kaya walking in, taking one wicket from Eon, taking a second bit of splash as well. Kaya's in big trouble. Lobby's been taken down finally by Lupus. And Rowe run all the way back, try and get out into mid. There's only 4 survivors, so it's going to be a hard escape if the Swedes decide to pursue, but they're taking so much damage in these choke points, and they're all looking safe for the moment. We'll see how long that's going to be the case, though.
Tob doing a great job sitting on that hut, just denying anyone from entering in, so going to take a lot of damage, but flies back to safety, and that's going to be the push thwarted there in such big advantage. No way that Potop can hold second, already forced back to last, even on the engineer putting a gun up, Albert on the sniper. They're going to be there for the long haul. They need to bunker deep. No picks as well on the defensive lobby, and here Uber jumping in, Nakari getting a little bit denied. Everyone's trapped in spawn.
And the gun's taken down eventually, but yeah, like you say, Nakari got blasted really far back with the frags. Seeming like they're going decently for POUNDLAN. They got Beavens to deal with on point, and everyone else is so far away. Spirit and Kaya so far away, they're not going to jump in time. And POUNDLAN equalise at 1-1. Really nice conversion. Took 2 attempts with these Uber pushes into last, but the second one a lot cleaner despite that launch into the sky that took Kaya endured at the start. But yeah, great work locking out those spawn doors, making sure the Swedes couldn't get back into block. Now, yeah, equalise it back up, and on their map pick against potential exit from the POLANd cycle, back in the game.
Yeah, one of the Swedes' biggest problems seems to be just huddling up, taking a lot of damage, losing some of their positioning in these situations. Mid-fight number 3, here we go. We've had some varying success from both teams on this mid-fights, but they do just seem to be taking them very slowly, trying to fight over this height. Soldier jumping in, gonna get behind. So Goss straight onto Row here, 2 rockets, Big taking him down. But wow, this is all happening. Kaya, Smear have gone down. It's a 3 versus 2.
But look at the health though, right? It's not looking great for any of the players, other than perhaps Alba, in terms of health left to use in the rest of this fight. Dar's going to have to sit and wait for that practice spawn. There's 2 low players for POUNDLAN on the point. Eon's going to be taken down in kitchen. And actually, despite the numbers disadvantage, just the extra health and Alba is going to pay dividends. As now Nakari getting caught out, getting synced on Agar and Satan. Bob's gone all the way behind, potentially going for some comedy value all the way on second, but has been spotted out nicely. And yeah, great work there, particularly from Alba, right? In that 2v3 on Scout, the one player with workable HP, able to make it work. Yeah, Tom's cleaned up by Beaver, and midpoint goes the way of the Swedes after a rather long and confusing mid-fight, shall we say.
Oh, definitely. These mid-fights have been nail-biting, to say the least. Push into second at the moment. Pretty big disadvantage for the Swedes here, but they're still pushing in. Satan jumping, trying to get onto Row. They can't quite get it, and health not amazing. I wouldn't be surprised if they just start backing out here.
But they're at disad as well, right? The Swedes, they could be in serious trouble, even hiding out underneath Taff. They're going to be going in onto Eon, but the force comes in. Really nice bomb there from Gar, getting in, getting the uber charge off of Row. Now, maybe all this player bleeding, all this damage taken is worth it, because now Kaya, all the way back on his own second, is going to have a massive advantage to start walking in.
Spawns. Oh, Uber coming in at the moment, but it's only just got Akari. Boy, managing to just get out. Alba trying to chase, can't quite get anything, but not the best Uber there. Going in, they're gonna take second, so I guess it's not too bad. You're not really going to be too keen to walk out as your last. So maybe, I eat my words. Decent Uber. Could have got more, could have got less.
One thing I kind of like in those situations, right, is the Swedes used their, they had full ad and they used really quickly. Because that now means that after this, guards bombing and going to go for something funny and not going to get anything. But yeah, if you use really quickly, that means now in this situation, you're now at nigh on even Ubers. It's not like they waited 30 seconds, tried to get mid for 3 and then used, where if Row gets out, it's then full ad for POUNDLAN. In this case, no, they know, right, worst case, we go in, even if it's not the best Uber, we're still at even Ubers afterwards. And now, actually, Spirit going to be catching 2 in the lobby. Okay, Demo and Scout down, and Onkaya's getting Uber charged soon. They're going to start waddling their way in, but landing
Satan jumping in, lands so much damage on Row, but can't quite get him before the resupply bind comes in.
Uber charge used out onto Hoy. Uber charge exchange just in front of the truck. Tob going to be taken down the heavy, not quite fast enough to get over towards the spawn. And Hoy now, once the Uber charge fades, is going to be under so much pressure. There's point presence coming in now already. Beaven jumping on the point. Albert jumping on the point as well. The frag's going the way of Sweden, but it doesn't even matter because the cap time has gone the way of Sweden. And Potop Szwedzki regaining their 1-round lead. Really nice play there, and it all starts with those 2 sticky kills in lobby.
Yeah, definitely, but they were really unsure on that last one. Onkaya trying to run all the way to Shutter there, but then realizes, hang on a minute, my scouts are doing bits, they're killing everybody, they're getting point. Has to go back, rejoins them, and it just goes perfectly from then on. Last mid-fight, it took so long, it was so backwards and forwards. Are we going to see another one like this?
We'll see. I think POUNDLAN have had a good success in getting a soldier into enemy soul who can then sort of get behind, be a bit of a threat. That's been sort of a key motif of the last 2 mid-fights. So, see if they're going to go for it again. I believe Eon was the one who was going for it. Taking the big buff, but actually just going to decide to spam his way in. But Satan going to be meeting him in through the kitchen, so no health left for that bomb. And actually, it's Gar who's going to jump in, get a lot of damage in onto Roe before he's taken down. But massive damage, it's a drop. Okay. There we have it, Roe taken down, building up Uber so quickly, but manages to drop during the mid-fight. Onkaya now has Uber charge back up on the other side. Lupus going to be forcing out the Uber, but has to back out all the way into kitchen where he's taken down, and I didn't even think about it. He could have that quickly, and then it drops straight away. Roe taken down, and the Swedes still in the driving seat, despite, again, that mid didn't look like it was going all too well until that drop.
Yeah, that jump in from Satan there did so much damage. Everyone bunching up on the POUNDLAN side, absorbing damage. He gets air shot. Really nice shot on him, but that just allows Gar, who's fully buffed from Onkaya, to just jump in, gets a really nice damage rocket, gets to the drop, jumps into Saw, takes some more with him. But because of these mid-fights, how long they're taking, and because of the amount of damage people are accumulating, is enough to build by just using Medigun instead of using arrows. So it's really easy to build Uber in these sort of situations. So very quickly got, I don't know if Ro even realized how close he was to Uber. It looked fairly sort of similar timing to when he got one rocketed from Satan.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. At the same point, I think Onkaya was still sat at like 85% as well. Lupus going to be walking all the way in to the top lobby, trying to find anyone on that really aggressive angle. Going to eat some sticky spam and be taken rather low. Albert up on the counter sniper on the Swedish side, going to be trying to peek and see if he can find that all-important shot onto Nakari, who honestly has been getting caught a couple of times out of position on these last defences and has allowed Swedish to work their way in on at least 2 occasions so far, but it's Lupus this time who's getting caught out by those sticky bombs, and Smeary now able to peek in a bit deeper, knowing that there's not a sniper staring him down.
What a shot. I was watching Alba's POV, he just sees a pixel of him, manages to take him down, goes for the second one on the Kari. This is disaster. It's so easy to force Ro from this position, Soldier over the top, gets so much damage in, they finally use the Uber, but it's just in the middle of all of the top players. Top actually leaving here. They're not maybe the best position. So many players on the red team could just bomb over and get on them that quickly, and with POUNDLAN in the middle position between them, all they could be a sticky end for Onkaya. So deciding they're just gonna run it back again, just build Uber, play off the Alba sniper, and yeah.
Yeah, it was. The Swedish almost had too many players there helping. They meant that Uber charge Onkaya had to flash so many people, and then with a solo soldier Uber just in his base, they had to keep everyone alive. And it's like, you know what, this Uber's not gonna be great. Sees the heavy of Tob moving up above the point as well, and it's like there's still a heavy to deal with after all of this. Plus, Nakari was going to be spawning in as well, so new, very sensible opportunity there taken from the Swedes. How do you know what we're around up? There's no need to go in for these silly risks as they back themselves out, and Alba going to be again just looking for places to find his way in. Lupus going to be coming up on the sniper for the counter sniper. Alba seems to be having the better of this exchange so far. See if it's going to be the case, but the door opens up. Oh, he's just about able to duck underneath far enough. Scary times. No defensible just yet. No armor. Looking for new ventures. Sniper.
Because of the lack of dispenser here, not the biggest presence on this right-hand side relative to the defending team, I'm surprised that no one just forces a soldier or a demo to just go over this wall and just spam so easily. That's the way they did it when they got the force. They required Uber to do it, though maybe they wouldn't need an Uber to do it in this sort of situation here.
Well, they managed to get on the gun, and they managed to get into Hoy as well, but they've done it at the cost of so much health. Gar, Smear, and Albert all taken low. That now means... Actually, no, Satan just walked into lower. Just watch for a second. Eon took his eyes off the ball just for a moment, and Rowe gets forced out. Satan just literally waddles in. There's no combat anything. Just walks into dispenser, but Smear is taken down as well. The other side, and Albert. Okay, they're getting 3 picks for it.
That's massive. That's going to slow down the push so much, and with 60 seconds left in this round, you're going to have to wait for 2 more spawners.
Lupus fancies it, sat in lobby. Oh no, deciding just to back off at the inopportune moment. Might be getting caught out by Gar in the lobby, going to jump around, maybe try and just about escape. Yep, gets out. And yeah, honestly, I thought Lupus was going to go in really big there, trying to go for that massive shot onto Wonkaya. But now, Uber advantage in the way of the Swedes. They're jumping in already, 70% on Rowe. Uber charge later in this fight if they can keep him alive. Gun down. The heavy weapons man back up instead, but there's all the players jumping in for this spawn. Todd, Hoy, Nakari all taken down. The blue Swedish deluge running in across the point, gonna take down everyone as they go 3-1 up. Really nicely executed, and yeah, it's all at the back of that force.
Yeah, really nice force there, but problems with POUNDLAN. They just got stuck behind the truck and spawned. And that jump in, already jumping there because to chase Hoy just led him a trail of breadcrumbs to his team, and they just get demolished from it. Full aggression of Potop onto that small area. Anyway, this time Satan tries to get into his enemy's house, just managed to really nice arrow from Onkaya to keep him a threat. Soldier jumps in, Onkaya survives, but not enough. Hoy, big 2k there and an assist to destroy the rest of the Potop players, but it's fairly even. Another 3 versus 2.
Yeah, honestly, that soldier coordination there was great for POUNDLAN, getting the damage and doing massive damage to that combo, getting onto one guy, getting onto Albert as well, and now Satan last alive in the red kitchen, going to be taken down. Also, nice pipe there from Nakari, and 3v2 this time going in the favour of POUNDLAN, as it's much needed, right? 5 minutes 40 left in the game, 2 rounds down. I know obviously keeping Rowe alive would have been better, but they definitely take this over something potentially a bit slower, as now they're able to work their way into second already and start already thinking about how they're going to get themselves into last.
And there's a decent amount of Uber advantage on Rowe at this point as well. Rowe seemingly building considerably better than Onkaya throughout this whole 2 maps. And this could just allow them to go in, get onto Onkaya before they even have yet. Currently looking double soldier setup on this right hand side, but they go left. They're just straight on point already. Soldiers trying to jump back, trying to take some position, and Satan doing so much damage. The Swedes linking up again. Now Onkaya has Uber, but 3 players down. Uber push has been thwarted, and surely Swedes can just walk back onto second, claim it for themselves.
Yeah, Eon actually going to be threatening a little bit towards the back line. Going to get 1 kill onto Gar and goes in onto Bevan, who is actually very, very low. The rest of the team having to jump back and deal with that. Bevan stays alive, but that's actually going to force the Swedes so far back, right? They're a player down. Lupus has even come up on the spy to try and cause some funny shenanigans around the lower area, but again, that push felt like deja vu from like the one earlier this game, where again they just overcommitted the point. They lose their pocket scout instantly on the push because he runs in. There's no check for sticky drops from the point, unflashed and instantly deaded out. And then yeah, they have the Kanavi jumps into the point as well, and they're just getting focused and spam down. They don't even manage to get the force out onto Onkaya before the end of that fight. But now Swedes 4 minutes away from a massive, massive win in this decider bracket, but Lupus has got other ideas. Going to be sneaking all the way underneath, decloaking right in front of Alba's face. Maybe not the best place to be doing so. Alba all too aware that Spy is now going to be getting nothing, and in the meantime they're getting forced by Satan as well Tob's going to try and run in, but there's a sniper to deal with. There's so many players, they're going to get into the gun. It's so safe, and now it's big advantage for the Swedes. 3 minutes left, and I'm guessing there's maybe not a massive incentive to risk too hard here, but it seems like POUNDLAN are going to have to back all the way out. They're only 4 players up, remember, having to go all the way back to mid, and now with second point locked down, this is looking all the better for the Swedes.
Yeah, really nice. Not only did Satan get the big force in there on row, by the time they used, all of the players were so low that they had to flash so many people. They couldn't just send one soldier in with Uber or something and then try and get the force out from that. If they commit too hard there, they just get crushed by the Onkaya Uber. But absolute disaster for POUNDLAN at the moment. They're going to need 2 rounds in 3 minutes. Still possible, very easily possible. They could even get 3 in that time. But they're up against Uber. Every attempt they've really had, apart from that one push, has just ended in disaster. So, at this point, 2 rounds down on your own map, this is heartbreaking.
Yeah, and this is not looking too great either. Ian and the Hoy taken very weak, had to rotate all the way back out, and that meant there wasn't enough soldier spam for the rest. Ian is going to get a kill of his own towards the back end of that fight, but those Ubers being traded out, he's just going to fly more time off the clock. Both teams building very hard, but there's no time to waste now for POUNDLAN. They have to be going in, and they have to be going in now. Ian and the Hoy jumping both into cheese already. Ian going to try and get in behind, fighting onto Garwin, but Garwin's out that one, and the kill onto Lupus as well. There's 2 players down now for POUNDLAN. They're really in trouble. 2 minutes left. The timer ticks down. You said it's maybe enough time, but this has brought so much time now for the Swedes, and now they're actually thinking of going forward themselves, taking control in towards Saw. They know there's 2 spawners still yet to come up on the POUNDLAN side. Hoy taken weak as well. Lucas calling it GG in the chat, thinks it's over. Well, there's 1 minute 40 left. I think it might well be over too, but there's still plenty to play for if they can pull it through, see if they can go in aggressive. They're backing through Saw again. Uber's up this time and forced out very quickly.
Satan, really nice job. He's been having Rose number all day getting these forces, and it looks like it could get so much worse. They just block him out from Saw and just collect all of the kills. Only Eon left. Make that a wipe, and surely this is GG.
Yeah, this is absolutely GG. Smear is trapping out forward spawn. There's going to be a couple of spawners walking into it, Nakari taken down, and Lupus not even moving from in front of that forward spawn. And yeah, 57 seconds left. There's so many spawners there. He's already setting up almost towards last. By the time his cap is coming through, they've got a heavy to wander through as well. But there's so many stickies to deal with. This is potentially going to be another big win. It's going to be looking like 4-1. All the Swedes, they're already pushing up. They've got Ad and Kaya going to be having about another 40%. There's a sniper to deal with as well as getting charged in on. Gar goes down, trading out for Eon. This is a big bomb in over the point from Hoy, trying to block out this point as well as they can. Kaya's just taking a bit of spam. 80% Uber. Alber's doing massive damage. The roof's gone down, and the capture point comes through 4-1. And there we have it, the Swedes. Massive performance, sealing the deal with a nice final round as well, as they take the series 2-0.
Yeah, really well played from them. POUNDLAN very strong on this map, but Swedes going to another level of dominance here. It's very similar to how Gullywash felt. But yeah, really nicely done. POUNDLAN, they've been to several of the Insomnias, or parts of their roster have definitely been there. So unluckily won't be part of poLANd.tf's LAN. But we have the Golden Oldies, they're going to be there. So I guess positives if you look at it like that.
Yeah, I won't claim to know for sure. I am pretty sure they'll be there. I think because it's going to be the worst case. So if it's a tie between those two, then obviously the head-to-head goes the way of the Swedes. I think it basically gets complicated if Blocking Hazard beat 3 steps back in the game that's starting in like a bit of time. But I think even in those scenarios, based on maps won, I think the Swedes are going through. So because someone double check, but I am pretty confident. Yeah, the Swedes will be there, and what a way to do it as well, right? Because honestly, they sort of built into these qualifiers, right? They looked rather weak early on, but they gradually built forward and forward and forward, and this was a really good performance on these 2 maps, taking your opponent's map pick 4-1, and that's a team that had just beaten Blocking Hazard 5-0 just days ago as well on that same map.
If you think about teams that can potentially ramp up into LAN, you've got several players on Potop who previous LAN players. Let's have a look at some numbers though before we go there. And wow,
The
that's a
scouts.
lot of blue.
Yeah, those scouts, man. 23-11, 20-6 on Beaver and Alba. Like we saw in that bagel game last night, right? Alba really stepped up, went something ridiculous, like 42-12, I think, and stepping up again, obviously, pocket scout logs, but great work there. And yeah, Smeary again, obviously doing a pretty strong DPM. We're gonna see lower DPM numbers on Snake Horse and Gully Rush, of course, just because the nature of the map, but really nicely played. And over the other side, it was Eon leading the charge, leading the wave damage. Some really high impact bombers, particularly in those mids, getting in behind, and some big kills over on Kaya as well for Eon, but not quite enough to pull the team through in the end.
Really nice. Just looking through the alternate numbers, some of the ones that you can't quite see there. Not really much to talk about. It was pretty insane. Just very quick, convincing rounds. Smear taking 10,000 heals, 30%, whereas maybe a bit more spread out on the red side.
Yeah, I don't know. If there's a demo, I was going to just dedicate 30% beam to, like, given the performances that we've seen in these qualifiers. Like, I think Spear is definitely up there, right? Is going absolutely huge, and yeah, and Kaya only being caught 5 times as well helps a lot, but that's not what matters. What does matter is that the Swedes won this 2-0, got it done, and got it done in 2. So pretty much certainly they're going to be heading off to LAN next February, and there is still, I believe, a game tonight. But honestly, I'm not too sure on what the implications of it are in terms of like. I don't think it could change who goes, given that both the teams have won. We've got Bloking Hazard definitely confirmed. But yeah, we're getting close to the point where we're going to have the full 16 team list finalized. So that's pretty exciting.
Yeah, I guess I'll be a little bit pessimistic and say, with teams that have, they've took all of this amount of time to get qualified, are we really going to be expecting them to have much of a chance against? We've got most of the top teams in Prem except for that one that we won't mention. Are we expecting good things against them or some of the Div 1 teams, would you say?
Yeah, possibly. I guess it's weird, right? Because like at LAN, kind of like anything can happen, right? You can have teams do great at LAN, have a big buff, and some teams sort of get a bit of a LAN nerf as well. So you never really know what to expect. But yeah, like obviously the sort of the skill floor for this LAN is still so high, and there's 16 teams, and like these are the last teams that are qualifying, and you've got teams like this getting in. Like it's absolutely crazy sort of level, the average skill of this LAN. So yeah, I'm not saying these teams are going to be favourites to like win or make the final or anything, but like there's going to be no walkover games for a lot of these like middle teams. Like there's going to be a lot of hopefully close matches, a lot of close back and forth. Potentially a few upset chances as well. But yeah, we'll be seeing you in February because I don't believe there's any more games to show for these qualifiers.
No, I think that's us done in terms of streams. So, should we start wrapping things up? Thank you very much to all of the players that have played. Commiserations to the ones that didn't quite. Supra and Vudium for organizing them and doing all of the tournament end of things. And thank you to all my fellow casters and darling producers, especially the ones that don't quite have bees in their computer yet. We'll look at that in a while. For covering a lot of these games for us.
Yeah, have a good Christmas, everyone, and we'll see you all at LAN. Goodbye.